In the year 1002, a decree from the English king Ethelred II echoed across the land. Slay all the Danes who are in England. It was St. Brice's Day, November 13th, and what followed was one of the earliest known acts of state-sanctioned ethnic violence in medieval England. For centuries, the St. Brice's Day massacre lingered in the margins of history books, mentioned but rarely understood. In the early 2000s, a mass grave was unearthed beneath the tranquil courtyards of Oxford's St. John's College. The bodies, 37 young men, showed clear signs of brutal execution. Blade trauma to skulls, shattered bones, signs of having been burned and discarded without ceremony. Isotope analysis told us they weren't local. These men had diets rich in seafood. They were Scandinavians, Danes. Radiocarbon dating placed their deaths at the very start of the 11th century, directly aligning with Ethelred's order. Centuries passed. Then came the genomic revolution. Through consumer DNA tests like 23andMe, descendants of ancient populations began discovering connections they never expected. I uploaded my DNA profile in search of curiosity, perhaps a few distant cousins or health markers. What I found instead were two tags that changed everything: VK147 and VK166. Victims of the St. Brice's Day massacre. Genetic relatives. Two young men, likely brothers, or at least kin, brutally killed, their identities lost in time. Until now. Their presence in my genome, evident through ancient DNA comparisons, bridged 1,000 years of silence. Who were they? Traders? Farmers? Mercenaries? Integrated residents of Oxford or recent arrivals from the Danelaw? Their bones suggest they were strong, well-fed and mobile. Their fate suggests they were feared. And yet, to me, they are not just archaeological specimens. They are family. This discovery prompted more than a personal reckoning. It fueled a multidisciplinary inquiry. The St. Brice's Day massacre wasn't random. It was political. Ethelred, long seen as the unready, may have seen treachery on the horizon. There is evidence of conspiracies, perhaps even of Danish nobles plotting from within his own court. And what does it say about a king who orders mass killing based on bloodlines? And what does it say about us in a modern age of genetic awakening, when we find those bloodlines still pulsing in our veins? Through DNA, the dead speak. Their stories are ours now to carry, not as myths, but as memory backed by science, sorrow, and kinship. This is not just a story of massacre. It is a story of identity, interwoven through time, resurrected through genomes, and delivered by those who never expected to become the voices of the past. St. Brice's Day was meant to erase bloodlines, but some still endure. Fade to black. Explore your ancestry and discover the stories that lie within your blood. Reconnect with your past and understand how it shapes your identity today. Your history is not just written in books. It's embedded in your DNA,